Hi everyone. This is just a quick check-in from why you're here. This is not an episode, just a moment that I want to share. It's been a rough week around the world. We had a bunch of bad news last weekend, and this is not a political commentary podcast, but sometimes you just need to acknowledge where the state of the world is. We had the terrorist attack in Australia. We had another mass shooting in the United States. We had the death of Rob Reiner in a tragic sort of way. I personally suffered a personal loss in my family, which I won't mention here, but it just brings me to have a little bit of commentary tonight, where we all just have to stay a little bit strong for each other. Every event we face in the world, we can't do it alone. We have to reach out. We have to say hello. We have to check in on each other. It doesn't matter what the action is, what the event is, whether it's something tragic on a worldwide scale, or whether it's something personal that only affects you and nobody else knows about. We have to check in on each other. And, when I pose a philosophical question or the simple question, why are you here? Today, I'm going to answer that question. Why am I here? I'm here to check in on my fellow human beings, my fellow friends. And after the last couple of days I had with my own personal loss, I appreciate the people who checked in on me. And I think if I ask the question, why are you here, to them, they would say, Mike, we're here to make sure you're okay. And you know what? When you think of a thought like that, when you look at the world in that way, as difficult as circumstances may appear to be, it gives you a sense of hope and humanity. Because in this world, in this time, well, in any time, we think our time is special. You know what? It's not. There have been more horrific times in the world than now. People have suffered more personal tragedies than all of us together now. But because this is our time, these are things that affect us, and our perception, it's the worst it's ever been. Doesn't matter. Perception is relevance. Problems are relevant. I remember this TV show from the 1990s called Ally McBeal, which, if you're from my generation, you probably remember it. And there was this great scene where, I forget, one of the other actresses who was involved was somebody there, and Ally was always full of drama, and the two ladies confronted each other, and she goes to Ally McBeal and says, what makes your problems so much bigger than anybody else's? And Ally McBeal goes, because they're mine. That's reality. That's perspective. And I'm not saying my problems are worse than anybody else's. I generally consider fortunate to be where I am in my life. To my future adventures ahead, which will lead to future podcasts with a little more structure, maybe a little less impromptu moments. This one is just from the heart. It's just from the mind as I ponder life events in the world and personally over the past few days, and what gives me hope. And I encourage, like the 3 people or 5 people who are going to see this podcast, is if 1 or 2 of you can hear this and look out for one another. Reach out to a friend in need. If you think your friend's okay, they say they're okay, but you know something's going on, reach out anyway. Whether they believe you or not, they're going to appreciate the fact that you reach out. And when there are these cataclysmic events in the world that touch us all in some way, and they all touch us in different ways. We all need to do a check-in. So in this episode of Why Are You Here? And I ponder this question to myself. Why am I here? Today, in this moment, I'm here just to check in. Make sure my friends, make sure my loved ones, and like for the 5 or 6 people who actually see this podcast, to check in on you. And I hope that doesn't sound cheesy. I hope that doesn't sound fake, because it is. It's genuine. And with that thought, I wish you a wonderful night, a good weekend, or whatever time of day it is, or day of the week that you end up watching this. Stay strong, checking on each other. And most of all, I apologize for this horrible reflection I'm seeing on my glasses, but my setup here isn't all that professional yet. So I hope you forgive the glare on my glasses to this very short podcast. But check in on each other, take care of yourselves, and times will be better. And in the end, that's why we are where we are.